In this world of constant noise and emotional reactions, the true power lies in being able to make others wonder. Why doesn't he react? Why doesn't he care? Why is he so calm? This mystery, this aura of uncertainty, is what draws people in, even as he seems to withdraw. People are naturally attracted to what they can't understand, what they can't control. That's why mystery has always been such a potent force. It keeps others guessing. It keeps them off balance. And the nonchalant man thrives in this confusion. He is the enigma they can't figure out. Machiavelli understood this on a profound level. He knew that emotional transparency is a weakness in leadership. The ruler must conceal his true intentions, his true feelings. The man who reveals too much is vulnerable. But the nonchalant man, he's a master of concealment. He knows how to manage his emotions, how to wear a mask of calm, even when he's feeling everything inside. His silence, his stillness, is a weapon in and of itself. Nonchalance isn't the absence of emotion, it's the mastery of emotion. It's the ability to show nothing while feeling everything, to appear detached while quietly calculating, to let others reveal their weaknesses, their fears, their desires, while you hold yours close to your chest. This is the art of nonchalance, keeping your cards hidden while forcing everyone else to play by your rules. The nonchalant man is a master of psychological warfare. He understands that what he doesn't show is just as important as what he does. His silence creates tension, and in that tension, he wields control. People will desperately try to fill the gaps in his behavior. They'll try to read his emotions, decipher his thoughts, figure out his next move, and in doing so, they expose their own vulnerabilities. The man who remains unaffected holds all the power. What you pretend to lack, others will rush to offer. What you ignore, they will desperately try to give. Your calmness, your composure, becomes the very thing that makes others scramble. But this calm, this stillness, doesn't come naturally to everyone. It is trained. It is earned through discipline. The man who can pause, who can delay gratification, who can sit back and observe without reacting. This man becomes impossible to manipulate. He understands that urgency is the enemy of power. He knows that if he moves too quickly, he gives away his hand. He moves only when it matters. And when he does, people notice. They listen. They pay attention. This is exactly why Nelson Mandela was able to rise above decades of imprisonment and still emerge as a leader of immense power. His ability to remain composed, to not rush into rash actions, and to endure without reacting impulsively gave him the strength to lead a nation through transformation. Mandela practiced nonchalance in a way that baffled his captors and empowered his followers. His calmness in the face of adversity made him untouchable, and ultimately his stillness became the cornerstone of his leadership. True confidence is not about shouting from the rooftops. It's not about begging for attention. It's about restraint, the ability to act without performing. The nonchalant man knows when to speak, when to move, and when to remain silent. He knows that silence speaks louder than any word ever could. In a world that thrives on noise, the nonchalant man doesn't need to scream to be heard. His presence alone commands attention. The nonchalant man has mastered the art of emotional restraint. He understands that in a world full of impulsive reactions, it's his silence that makes him unpredictable. And that unpredictability is his strength. While others react to every situation, every insult, every moment of drama, he remains still, not because he is passive, but because he is calculating. He sees the bigger picture. He knows when to act and when to wait. Take the great leaders of history like Julius Caesar, a man of action, yet one who understood the power of waiting for the right moment. Caesar's ability to remain calm and not let his emotions dictate his actions allowed him to make decisions others could never see coming. He mastered the psychological game, drawing others into his plans without them even realizing they were being maneuvered. His strength wasn't just in his sword, it was in his ability to control his impulses and wait for the most advantageous time to strike. This is why nonchalance is often misunderstood. People mistake it for arrogance or coldness, but it is neither. It is clarity, it is understanding. The nonchalant man isn't detached because he doesn't care. He's detached because he understands what can and cannot be controlled. He's already calculated the outcome of any situation. He knows the best way to deal with it is not through force, but through patience and stillness. Nonchalance, in its purest form, is strategic. It's about understanding that you don't need to chase approval or recognition. You don't need to beg for attention. When you've mastered this skill, you don't have to fight for your place in the world. You simply take it. The nonchalant man doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. He stands firm in his composure, not because he's trying to assert dominance, but because he knows he already possesses it. And those around him feel it. They sense that his power isn't the product of loud gestures or desperate actions. It's the product of silence, stillness, and control. Machiavelli taught that it's not enough to appear strong. You must also appear untouchable. Nonchalance is the perfect vehicle for this. It allows you to be the dominant force in any room without ever showing the effort it takes to get there. It allows you to remain calm even when everyone else is scrambling. It allows you to control the room without ever raising your voice. In the world of nonchalance, power doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less. It's about knowing when to act and when to remain still. The man who controls his reactions controls his world. While everyone else is chasing approval, seeking validation, and running after fleeting moments of recognition, the nonchalant man remains composed, waiting for the right moment to strike. And when he does, people notice. They listen. They see the quiet confidence in his every move. The world may call him cold, distant, or indifferent, but what they don't see is the discipline and strength it takes to maintain such composure. They don't see the mind that has already made peace with chaos. They don't see the man who has mastered his emotions, his impulses, and his reactions, but they feel it. They feel his power in the stillness, in the calmness that radiates from him. This is the true power of nonchalance. It's not about being cold. It's not about being detached. It's about knowing when to care and when to withhold. It's about being unpredictable because you don't react to every situation. It's about remaining unshaken no matter what's happening around you. It's about turning every moment of chaos into an opportunity for control. The nonchalant man doesn't just survive in a world full of noise. He thrives. He rises above it all, using silence as his most powerful tool. And in that silence, he holds all the power. If you've learned something from this idea of nonchalance, if you've felt the power of stillness and silence, take a moment and reflect on your own life. How often do you let the chaos of the world pull you in? How often do you find yourself chasing after approval or reacting to others? Today, challenge yourself to practice restraint. Embrace silence. Stand firm in your composure. When you do, you'll notice that people start to listen to you. Not because you're screaming for attention, but because you've already mastered the most powerful tool in the room, your stillness. Take control of your own narrative. Don't just be a player in this game of life. Be the one setting the rules. Ready to embrace your nonchalant power? Let me know how you plan to practice this skill in your life today. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful insights on self-improvement.